marathon. New marathon. Nestle's makes PB are very best. Long distance Dainty Duck.
It was the magical world of grocery innovation, where brilliant minds dared to dream big, only to watch their creations vanish faster than your willpower in the snack aisle. From fizzy sodas that promised unicorn-level excitement to snacks and candies that somehow tasted like regret, these culinary masterpieces failed so spectacularly that they could inspire a horror story for food lovers. So, join us as we explore 25 innovative grocery items that failed miserably. Some ideas are too good to survive when family politics get involved. Just ask PB Max.
Just what is the PB in new PB Max? PB don't mean pineapple beanie, pet barracuda, or parachuting buffalo.
Mars tried to innovate by blending peanut butter, chocolate, and oats into a cookie bar that screamed dessert for grown-ups and kids alike. The bar sold well, and fans loved its nutty, chewy goodness, yet it vanished from shelves faster than you could say, "Peanut butter, why hast thou forsaken me?" The rumor? The Mars family allegedly hated peanut butter. Imagine a multi-million-dollar candy empire tossing away a hit simply because someone's taste buds didn't RSVP. PB Max is the ultimate reminder that sometimes corporate decisions are nuttier than the snack itself. Even when chocolate and peanut butter mix well in theory, what happens when a candy's whole is too dangerous to chew? What happens when you make candy so minimalistic that it becomes a safety hazard?
And everywhere that learns,
Delicious new Holes candy from Lifesavers. Watch out for holes.
Enter Life Savers Holes, the missing centers of the classic mint that promised a revolutionary twist on a childhood favorite. Tiny, hole-filled candies that looked cute on a shelf turned into a nightmare for parents when kids started choking. The concept was supposed to be clever, but life and lawsuits apparently had other plans. Despite ambitious marketing and a brief cult following, Lifesavers Holes disappeared in just a year, proving that sometimes less really is more, unless less equals dangerous. Fun fact, the only thing these holes successfully filled was a gap in the market for candy failures. Can a long, chewy chocolate bar survive a fickle audience if tiny candies can be pulled for safety? Mars's attempt to turn chocolate into a workout seemed sweet in theory, but the marathon bar ran out of luck. Literally.
Hey, new marathon's arrived! New marathon! New marathon! New marathon because now the peanuts are flavor roasted for extra peanut taste. It's smashing new peanut taste. New lighter center. Smooth.
This long, braided caramel and chocolate candy was designed to be a chewy, energizing treat, maybe even inspiring a sprint or two. The problem was that consumers didn't exactly line up to gnaw on candy resembling a candy rope from Willy Wonka's rejected designs. Its texture was chewy, its flavor niche was limited, and its charm was limited. By the end of its run, it had limped off the shelves, leaving only sticky fingers and fond memories behind. The lesson? Just because a candy is long doesn't mean it has staying power. Sometimes the real marathon is surviving the taste test. Could adding 7 different fillings keep a chocolate bar running when caramel twists fail? Sometimes having too many ideas is worse than having none. Just ask the 7-Up bar. Pearson's tried to cram 7 different fillings into a single chocolate bar, thinking more is better. Unfortunately, the result tasted like a sugar lottery where no one wins. Consumers were confused, manufacturers were stressed, and candy aisles were left wondering if this was a chocolate bar or a puzzle. Complex production and the impossibility of branding clarity doomed it to obscurity. Today, the 7-Up bar is a cautionary tale. Don't let ambition outweigh taste. Some things are better simple, like chocolate, peanut butter, or just eating a regular candy bar without an existential crisis. Who knew that making chocolate light and airy could weigh down a product's popularity? Nestlé Choco Light attempted to reinvent chocolate with a bubbly, aerated texture, chocolate with more air than substance. While innovative, it couldn't compete with dense, satisfying bars that made you feel like you'd eaten something. Consumers poked at it, shook it, and eventually left it behind, leaving only crumbs and disappointment. Choco Light reminds us that texture matters as much as taste. A chocolate bar that disappears in a puff of nothingness is unlikely to survive. Sometimes, less density is less fun, and aeration doesn't always equate to innovation. Just ask this vanished bubbly bar. Can a baseball-themed treat hit a home run when light chocolate falls flat? Celebrity endorsements don't always hit a home run. Just ask the Reggie bar.
Reggie Jackson.
Now that was a day I'll never forget, and it helped me to get my own candy hit. Reggie.
Mars named this caramel peanut chocolate treat after baseball legend Reggie Jackson, hoping fans would swing by for a snack as iconic as his batting. Reality struck faster than a fastball. Novelty only goes so far when the candy doesn't wow. Chewy caramel, peanuts, and chocolate couldn't turn star power into sustained sales, and the bar was benched within a few years. The Reggie. Bars rise and fall prove that even a Hall of Fame name can't save a product lacking mass appeal. It turns out that fans might admire a player, but it is not enough to chew on a candy homage to him. If nostalgia could be bottled, Dunkaroos would be a full-on candy cocktail. This cookie and frosting snack became a childhood staple, letting kids dip cookies into sugary icing with the reckless abandon only preteens can muster. Despite their cult following, Dunkaroos disappeared from shelves due to declining sales. Apparently, kids grow up and suddenly prefer boring granola or, heaven forbid, vegetables. But fear not, the 2020 revival proved that some trends are too adorable to die, because who doesn't want to relive dipping cookies in frosting without judgment? Dunkaroos teach a valuable lesson. Nostalgia sells, but only if your audience hasn't been traumatized by kale smoothies. When a snack is beloved but discontinued, can rebranding Twinkies save it? Meet the chocolate-covered Twinkie that made consumers scratch their heads harder than a riddle from the Sphinx.
Hostess is issuing a recall for more than 700,000 cases of its snack cakes and donuts. The snacks could have peanut residue, which is not listed in the ingredients.
Hostess Chocodiles were essentially Twinkies in a chocolate tuxedo, but the name confused everyone. Are they crocodiles? Chocolate logs? Despite their undeniable deliciousness, the branding disaster was enough to pull them off the shelves. Over the years, limited market revivals reminded snack lovers that the taste was always there. It just took marketing that didn't make people question their sanity. Chocodiles prove that even when a product tastes amazing, a silly name and questionable packaging can turn a potential hit into a sweet, chocolatey, what was that again moment in history. Ever dreamt of cookies with a gooey, magical surprise in the center? Keebler made that dream real, but only briefly.
What now, Professor?
An idea that will change the cookie world forever. Melted chocolatey middles in the cookies.
Too late, we just did it. New Keebler Magic Middles. Try one.
Magic Middles were shortbread cookies filled with chocolate or peanut butter centers that could make even adults act like kids in a candy store. Fans adored the chewy, gooey snack time adventure. Yet production costs proved too high, and these beloved treats vanished. The magic was in the middle, but it apparently couldn't pay for itself. Keebler Magic. Middles remind us that snack innovation is risky, especially when your product requires more wizardry than practical economics. In other words, deliciousness doesn't always equal profitability, even when taste buds cheer wildly. When center-filled cookies vanish, will neon orange cheese puffs survive the snack wars? Planters, cheese balls would have been a hazardous snack if neon orange could kill.
We're gonna have one terrific party.
Not with these snacks.
Well, if you want something really delicious, have a ball.
Huh?
With Planters.
These cheese puffs came in a bright cylindrical canister that practically screamed, "Eat me, I'm addictive and suspiciously bright." Cult favorites loved the tangy, crunchy bites, but the snack faced a stiff competition from bigger, flashier, and more established cheesy rivals. Despite being a party staple and nostalgic hit, cheese balls couldn't survive the snack wars, proving that even the brightest orange isn't enough to outshine marketing powerhouses. Ultimately, they left only orange-stained fingers, fond memories, and a cautionary tale. Neon isn't always synonymous with snack success. I pity the fool who thought celebrity-shaped cereal could save breakfast.
New Mr. T breakfast cereal. The cereal with a dynamite taste presents Mr. T, talk number 1.
Hello, Mr. T here.
Quaker Oats tried to ride the Mr. T craze by creating corn and oats cereal shaped like the letter T, banking on the A-Team's popularity to boost sales. Initially, it caught kids' attention because nothing screams fun breakfast like a fuzzy cartoon version of a TV star. But when the A-Team went off air, so did interest. Turns out kids like cartoons, not cereal tributes to aging action heroes. Sales tanked faster than a muscle car with no gas. Mr. T cereal reminds us that even iconic personalities can't guarantee snack success. And sometimes, a mustache and gold chains aren't enough to make morning bowls exciting. Can sugary, dual-flavor cereals win over young eaters when one cartoon tie-in fails? When sugar meets cereal, the results can be too much.
Big question about new nerd cereal is... which side? Are you gonna eat first? Orange flavor on this side.
Ralston's Nerds. Cereal tried to turn candy into breakfast by putting 2 flavors in one box, aiming for the ultimate sugar rush. Kids may have been thrilled initially, but parents and the growing health-conscious market recoiled at every spoonful's artificial colors, intense sweetness, and double-dose chaos. It was the cereal equivalent of why not both, gone horribly wrong. Despite clever marketing and the promise of rainbow-colored crunch, Nerds cereal fizzled out, leaving sticky fingers and hyper kids behind. Lesson learned: turning candy into breakfast is fun in theory, but the market only tolerates so much sugar before revolt sets in. Some cereals promise magic but deliver disappointment, and Magic Puffs proved it spectacularly. General Mills pitched crunchy frosted cereal puffs as a breakfast that could trick parents into thinking their kids were eating healthily despite the sugar bomb lurking inside. Clever marketing claimed nutritional benefits, but savvy shoppers quickly noticed the frosted sugar glaze outweighed any pretend health claims. The backlash was swift, and Magic Puffs vanished almost immediately after the illusion of a healthy cereal. It's a cautionary tale. Adding glittery marketing buzzwords to sugary snacks doesn't make them magical. It just makes lawsuits and angry parents. Sometimes the only real magic is watching a cereal disappear from shelves overnight. Kellogg's decided to split breakfast lovers' opinions in half with banana frosted flakes. Taking the classic cornflake formula and adding a banana twist seemed innovative, until consumers realized banana-flavored flakes were less tropical delight and more, what is this, a fruit salad in cereal form? The flavor confused kids, baffled parents, and ultimately didn't fly with anyone who preferred the original cornflakes experience. Quietly, the cereal was pulled from shelves, leaving behind only a few nostalgic memories and the faint smell of artificial bananas. Banana Frosted Flakes. Remind us that not every fruit belongs in breakfast cereal, especially when it turns a beloved classic into a weird science experiment. If fruity tweaks flop, can monster-themed marshmallow cereals carve their niche? If monsters could sell cereal, Fruit Brute was General Mills' answer, but apparently monsters aren't as persuasive as Count Chocula and Frankenberry.
I love Fruit Brute, my new fruit-flavored cereal. I love Count Chocula. I love Frankenberry.
This lime marshmallow, fruit-flavored cereal tried to ride the wave of monster-themed breakfast fun but stumbled in taste, marketing, and cult appeal. Kids found the lime flavor unusual, parents found the sugar insane, and cereal aisles moved on to other spooky breakfast stars. Fruit Brute limped along for 8 years before disappearing quietly, leaving only a handful of fans nostalgic enough to remember it fondly. The moral: not every monster can be a breakfast icon, and lime-flavored marshmallows are not a guaranteed ticket to cereal superstardom. Houston, we have a breakfast problem. Ralston's Moonstones aim to launch kids' mornings into orbit with star and planet-shaped cereal, promising an out-of-this-world start to the day. Unfortunately, the novelty fizzled almost as quickly as the Milky Way's appeal to young taste buds. The space-themed shapes were cute, but taste and texture matter more than cosmic aesthetics. Parents shrugged, kids moved on, and retailers quietly removed the cereal after just 1 year. Moonstones prove that no galactic marketing can save a product lacking substance, literally and figuratively. Sometimes the stars align, and sometimes they crash land into the cereal aisle, leaving only crumbs and disappointed little astronauts behind. What do you get when an arcade hero meets breakfast cereal? Donkey Kong Crunch, apparently. Ralston tried to capitalize on the video game craze by creating barrel-shaped corn cereal themed around the iconic ape. While the idea was clever, it relied entirely on the game's hype, and when Donkey Kong's popularity waned, so did interest in the cereal. Kids weren't lining up for breakfast. They were lining up for the arcade. The cereal disappeared within 2 years, leaving only the occasional nostalgic gamer remembering the taste of crushed barrels in milk. Moral of the story, tie-ins are only as strong as the fad itself, and video games don't always translate to edible success. Quaker thought birthdays were delicious, so they made Vanilla Crunch, a birthday cake-flavored Cap'n Crunch variant. The result? A cereal so sweet it could single-handedly cause sugar-induced chaos at the breakfast table.
Crispy, creamy-colored globes of goodness. And the best part is, it's vanilla-flavored.
Kids may have loved the cake vibe initially, but parents quickly realized it was like eating dessert for breakfast, only crunchier. The novelty couldn't survive beyond a few years, quietly disappearing from shelves by the early 1980s. Vanilla Crunch is a reminder that innovation has limits. Turning a beloved cereal into a dessert flavor is fun, but only until taste buds revolt. Sometimes the real recipe for breakfast success is less frosting and more practicality. If sweetness can't save a flavor, can neon pink cartoon cereals shine? Who knew neon pink could be a breakfast warning sign? Post certainly thought so when they launched Pink Panther Flakes, a frosted corn cereal tied to the suave cartoon detective.
Pink Panther Flakes are pink, as sweet as you. Pink Panther color are pink. Tickles me pink.
The bright pink color practically screamed, "Look at me." But, unfortunately, taste and texture didn't get the memo. The visual gimmick may have intrigued kids, but the novelty wore off faster than the Pink Panther's theme song stuck in your head. Parents shrugged, retailers stocked other cereals, and the cereal quietly vanished within 2 years. Pink Panther Flakes prove that being eye-catching isn't enough, especially if all you have going for you is a color and a cartoon tie-in. Not every monster can dominate breakfast, and Yummy Mummy is Exhibit A.
Have a bite. It's new Fruity Yummy Mummy cereal.
Big, yummy marshmallows.
So monstrously big they're Monster-mallows.
Part of General Mills' Fruity Monster cereal line, this marshmallow-packed cereal tried to ride the spooky trend but failed to capture the same cult following as Count Chocula or Frankenberry. Kids found the flavor underwhelming, parents found the sugar outrageous, and the cereal slowly faded from shelves. Even clever branding and playful packaging couldn't save it. Yummy Mummy reminds us that not all monsters are created equal in themed cereals. Some just end up as a cautionary tale for breakfast enthusiasts. Spooky packaging alone won't guarantee success when taste and nostalgia don't align. Who knew being too nice could get you canned literally? RC Cola introduced Like Cola, a caffeine-free alternative aimed at health-conscious soda drinkers who wanted fizz without the jitters. Sounds great, right? The problem, it was so bland that even water probably felt insulted. Consumers found it indistinct, unmemorable, and about as exciting as a spreadsheet at a party.
No such thing, right? Wrong. Here's Light Cola. The
the caffeine-free cola from 7-Up, the company famous for making great-tasting soft drinks with no caffeine.
Marketing tried to convince people it was the sophisticated choice, but sophistication doesn't sell when flavor takes a back seat. Like cola fizzled fast, leaving only a faint aftertaste of disappointment and a cautionary tale for beverage innovators. Being healthy and polite doesn't make people crave your soda. It just makes them reach for anything with sugar. If subtle colas fail, can guarana-fueled energy drinks spark a new craze? Pepsi once tried to make mornings interesting with Josta, a guarana-infused energy soda that promised a kickstart. Too bad the world wasn't ready for caffeinated novelty in a soda can. While the drink was ahead of its time, the target audience didn't exist, or at least didn't care. Teens weren't guzzling energy drinks yet, and adults weren't exactly craving liquid energy disguised as soda. Josta had flavor, fizz, and ambition, but no loyal audience, so it fizzled out after just a few years. The lesson? Innovation is risky, and sometimes being too early is another way to say market failure. Pepsi's Josta proves timing can be as important as taste. Who thought drinking Pepsi water sounded like a good idea? Crystal Pepsi was the early 90s attempt to convince consumers that clear cola equals purity, sophistication, and probably eternal youth. The problem? It looked like flavored water but tasted like regular Pepsi, leaving customers confused, suspicious, and occasionally spitting it out. Marketing campaigns tried to hype the novelty, but the message fizzled faster than the soda. Consumers didn't know whether to sip it, mix it with mystery, or call the CDC. Crystal Pepsi disappeared within 2 years, proving that sometimes innovation backfires when reality doesn't match expectation. Clear cola wasn't revolutionary. It was just Pepsi playing dress-up in a see-through suit nobody asked for. If clarity confuses drinkers, can extreme citrus capture them instead? Coca-Cola once decided the world needed a citrus soda so extreme it could power a rocket. Enter Surge.
How you doing?
No, come on.
Oh, no,
Seriously.
for real.
Let's go.
No,
Let's
for
go.
real.
Seriously, we're done.
This is funny.
Seriously.
Marketed as the adrenaline-packed rival to Mountain Dew, Surge had the energy, flavor, and neon green glow to attract hardcore teens. The problem was, mainstream audiences weren't ready for citrus overload and sugar-fueled chaos in a can. Despite a cult following that kept the dream alive online, mass appeal evaporated, and the soda was retired in 2003. Surge taught marketers that extremity sells in small doses. Too much, and you just end up with empty shelves and sticky floors. Even the loudest branding can't save a drink if consumers' taste buds aren't on board for the ride. Not every soda war can be won. Team learned this hard. Pepsi's lemon-lime offering aimed to dethrone Sprite, but despite decent flavor, it lacked the brand recognition, marketing punch, and global fan base to make it happen. Consumers were left shrugging. Why switch when Sprite was already a reliable, zesty classic? Team limped along for decades before quietly disappearing, proving that competence isn't enough in a battlefield of fizzy giants. It's a reminder that in the soda world, flavor alone doesn't guarantee survival. Charisma, nostalgia, and marketing hype matter just as much. Team may have been drinkable, but forgettable was a fatal flaw.